Hi guys, how's it going? This is Nintendo 64 Fanatic 64 here, and today I am going to be doing a video of my huge Nintendo 64 collection. And all of you know that is my favorite console of all time. I've been playing this since I was 3 years old. My first console I ever owned. Grew up with this system. Recommend it if any of you don't have it. So let's get started with this huge N64 collection. So I'm just going to take them out in random order except for this one. And that's all I'm telling you. Okay, first up we have Conker's Bad Fur Day. My second favorite game of all time. A really controversial game for its time at the time, and I fell in love with this game. One of the best games I ever played. Recommend it if you don't have it. Next we have South Park Chef's Love Shack. I love this game. Yeah, Chef asks you a lot of questions and you have to answer them. You play mini games and everything. Great game, recommend it. And I can only upload video no longer than 15 minutes on this channel, so I'm gonna try to speed up on some of them. Some of them I'll talk about some, you know, you get the picture. WWF WrestleMania, great wrestling game. I recommend it. I got it when I was like 5 years old. I still whip everybody on that wrestling game. Next we have Top Gear Rally, a great racing game. Love this game. It's beautiful. It was one of the early Nintendo 64 games to ever be released. Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, the second Turok game to ever be released. It's a great first-person shooter. Recommend it. Next we have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, a great Star Wars game. Oh, and you know what's better than one? 2 copies of Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Recommend it. It's one of my favorite racing games of all time. And if you like Mario Kart 64 or like Diddy Kong Racing or Mickey Speedway or the other ones, pick it up. Or if you like Star Wars in general or collect N64 games, get it. Blast Corps. You destroy buildings and everything. One of the early Nintendo 64 games to be released. Recommend it. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Great Star Wars game. You fly around and like in the original Star Wars trilogy, you destroyed like the AT-ATs, I think it's called. Anyway, right, and other, you know what I mean. Recommend it. Next, Rayman 2: The Great Escape, great game. Recommend it. One of my favorite racing series of all time. Cruis'n World. Love this game. Play the arcade version, but I love the N64 version also. Next, we have a great game called Donkey Kong 64. Collect many items. You literally collect over 1 million items in total if you count the fruits and everything. Next we have a first-person shooter that I love really much. You shoot turkeys, you shoot cows, and everything. And that's South Park. Love this game. Recommend it if you don't have it. My favorite South Park game of all time. Next we have Tony Hawk Pro Skater. A great game. Recommend it. My favorite skateboarding game of all time. Next we have Madden Football 64. It's okay game. If you like football, you might enjoy it. Next we have a great 3D platformer that's not appreciated the way it should have been. And let's see, where's that other game I was going to show last? Oh, here. But anyway, Glover 64, a great 3D platformer that's some unappreciated the way it should have been appreciated more than what it should have been. It was going to come out with a sequel, but it got canceled. I think it was going to be released in '99 or 2000, but it got canceled. Next, another great 3D platformer, Banjo-Kazooie. Love this game. Plays a bear and the bird. Can't go wrong with that. Next, we have Dr. Mario 64. My favorite Dr. Mario game in the series. Recommend it. Track and Field 2000. It's an okay game. I only played like 2 minutes of it. We have Super Shitty Man 64. It's okay. Well, it's not okay. It's horrible. Next we have WWF Attitude. Great wrestling game. Recommend it. Knockout Kings 2000. My favorite version of this game. I own the PS1 version. Also have the PS1 version for trade. So if any of you are interested in it, let me know. But great N64 game. Recommend it. And let's see. We have Wallaway Country Club. It's an okay golf game. It's not too terrible. It's not good. I mean, it's not the best, but okay. But WCW NWO Revenge, I love this game. Probably my favorite WCW game in the series of the N64. Next we had the holographic edition of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Beautiful game. Recommend it. This game used to give me chills down my spine when I was like 5 years old. It still gives me chills to this day. Played it the same year it came out, and some of it still creeps me out. WWF No Mercy, the best wrestling game of all time, in my opinion. Recommend it. Super Smash Bros. Love this game, and it's kind of damaged label, but love this game. This is the game that started it all. All of the Nintendo characters at the time fought each other and everything. Can't go wrong with that. Even though I'm not a fan of football that much, I really enjoy this football game, and that's NFL Blitz 2001. Really recommend it, and riding all over it and everything. Anyway, NBA in the Zone 98, it's okay. Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers, I enjoyed it when I was little, still enjoy it, recommend it. Great game, I love my favorite game in the series, either this or Bomberman Hero, and that's Bomberman 64. Great first person shooter, Rainbow Six, recommend it. Favorite racing game of all time, or one of them, Mario Kart 64. Best Mario Kart game in the series. Great first person shooter, Quake, recommend it. Fighter's Destiny, a great fighting game, I love it. ECW Hardcore Revolution, a great wrestling game. I got this when I was like 5 years old and played it like crazy, but it's a great wrestling game. Really recommend it. Next we have a great wrestling game called WCW Mayhem, recommend it. Okay, third person shooter, Mission Impossible. Okay. Great first person shooter, Perfect Dark. Recommend it. Is it good as GoldenEye? No. That's my opinion. Madden NFL 2001 football game. Pokemon Stadium 2. Love this game. This is like when I had surgery on, like I had a hernia on my stomach when I was like 5 years old, and my mom gave that to me as a get well gift. Oh, Razor Freestyle Scooter, great game. Blockbuster exclusive game. Really recommend this game. And let's see, they don't have the actual name, it has a code name or whatever. Anyway, F1 Pole Position 64, okay racing game. It's not the best, but not the worst. Pokemon Stadium, love this game. This was my very first game that I ever owned, this in Ocarina of Time. I think this is my version, yeah, this is my very first game that I owned out of Ocarina of Time. Great game, my favorite Pokemon game in the series. WCW Nitro. You don't want me to say nothing about that game. It's better than Superman 64, that's all I can tell you. WCW versus NWO Revenge. World Tour. Great wrestling game. First 3D Castlevania game to ever be released, Castlevania 64. Love it, recommend it. I'm probably one of the only ones that say that's my favorite Castlevania game in the series. Anyway, WWF Warzone, great game. Let's see. Oh! Hold on. Come on. Ass. Okay, sorry. I get all the rest of these N64 games out. Favorite Mario game of all time, Super Mario 64. I don't know anybody that don't have this game, but first game that was ever released on the N64. This is Pilot of Wing 64. It was the launch title. This was the first time Mario ever stepped into the 3D world. Fell in love with this game when I first played it. It's beautiful. Rated this game with 70 stars. Next we have WCW Backstage Assault. A lot of people don't like this game, but I really enjoy it. Especially like when I play Goldberg or something, fight David Flair. I knock the heck out of film. You can fight in the locker room, the truck arena, and you can fight in the block area. You can fight in the bathroom. That's my favorite. Favorite place to fight in is the bathroom. Whipping my opponents, torturing them, hitting them, kicking them, smacking them with weapons and knock them out cold. Can't beat that. Next, we have a great basketball game, in my opinion, NBA's Courtside, featuring Kobe Bryant. really great sports game in my opinion. One of my favorite sports games on the N64. Recommend it. Now a lot of you hate this game. Some of you might dislike this video because a lot of people hate it, but this is my opinion. I got this game when I was 5 years old, and I really love this game. And I haven't played it in years, but I'm gonna give it a shot. And that's Hey You Pikachu. Great game. Recommend it. It's not the best Pokemon game, but not the worst in my opinion. One of the best racing games on the N64. Probably my second or my third favorite racing game, and that's Diddy Kong Racing. Play as Banjo, Diddy Kong, Tipsy, I think is that Yellow Bear's name or whatever. I think that was a bear or whatever. Anyway, and then you have sweet, innocent little Conker. How good did we thought he was until Conker's Bad Fur Day came out. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. And great racing game, one of the earliest N64 games. Wave Race 64, recommend it. I already did a review on this, go check it out. Okay game, I used to love this a lot when I was little, but now I play it, it's okay. Toy Story 2. San Francisco Rush 2049. Great racing game, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And one of the most memorable N64 games I ever played in my life, and that's Spider-Man 64. Over 30 levels you could play through. You could collect a lot of comic books. You could, this is different from the PS1 version, because the PS1 version has cutscenes and everything, while this has like comic books, slideshows, and everything. But you could play Spider-Man in different costumes, like Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and the other costumes that Spider-Man uses. But you have to beat the game to unlock some of them. And I love the soundtrack and everything on this game. I already did a review on this, gameplay of it, on my Sega Saturn Gamer 48 account. But definitely get this game if you don't own it. Best Spider-Man game that I ever played. Next we have a good game. A lot of people, this gets mixed reviews, but I love this game, and that's Pokemon Snap. Love it to death. I played this game many hours. Take photos of memorable Pokemon, like take pictures of Pokemon like flying with balloons on attached to his back. Great fun game right here. Clay Fighter 63 in the third. Has a lot of humor in it. I'm looking for Clay Fighter 63 in the third Sculpture Cut, but can't find it nowhere cheap anyway. Next we have my original copy of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I got it a month after it came out. I got this in Pokemon Stadium on Christmas of '98 when I was 3 years old. Best Christmas that I ever had was the N64 getting it. My other copy that I got back in '09 of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Best game ever made. No doubt about it, in my opinion. Next, I love this game. Don't fall. Okay, good. Sorry about that. One of my favorite games of all time. One of the earliest N64 games to be released, Star Fox 64. Really recommend it. One of the best games ever made. My top 10 favorite N64 games. NASCAR 2000. Okay, racing game. I have the box. I have a box. I have the box to South Park 64, Mission Impossible, and NASCAR 2000. These last two games I'm going to show you is really uncommon and rare. It's not the rarest N64 games, but this one of them is really rare. And this one's uncommon. Dakitan. A lot of people hate this game, but I'm probably one of the only ones that love this game. I enjoy the soundtrack. Great first-person shooter, in my opinion. One of my favorite. I wouldn't say one of my favorite, but it's really good first-person shooter, no doubt about it. And the reason you don't see GoldenEye on here, I had 4 copies of GoldenEye one time. And instead of trading 2 of them at Play Trade, I accidentally trade all 4 of my copies, so I regret that. So me and my buddy JHMDF is doing a trade, and he's giving me GoldenEye on N64, so I will be reviewing that as soon as I get it. But anyway, that's what I want to tell you, because some people be saying, well, you don't have GoldenEye 007. Well, you know what now? A rare game, Stunt Racer 64. I love this racing game. This was a Blockbuster exclusive. And this is one of the best racing games I ever played. One of the futuristic N64 racing games. And this has a rarity 7 out of 10 based on Nintendo age. Well, 15 minutes is almost up on this video because I don't want to re-upload it again, because I have over 60 N64 games. But anyway, I hope all of you enjoyed my huge Nintendo 64 collection, and this is Nintendo 64 for 1964. Turn it off.